In last session we have seen about properties. So why we are using the properties actually? So we are using the properties to access the private members, right? So same concept we are using for indexes also, but here instead of members, I mean value types, here we are using the array. So when we are using the indexes, when we have a array, the two private array. So if you want to access that private array from outside the class, then we are using the indexer. The indexer syntax is similar to the properties, but here you need to remember properties, how many you want you can create. Suppose you have two variables, you can create two properties. Okay, not like that. If you want, suppose we have two variables, you can create 5 properties also. That is up to you. But coming to indexers, you can create only one indexer for a class. Why? We see. Before that, we see the syntax of the indexer, how to use, right? So the first, let me recall the syntax for the properties here. So the first one is the access specifier, then return type, then property name. So this is the syntax of the property, right? Here we have set and get. Get returns the value, right? So set initialize the value. This is. Now coming to the indexer, same thing, but instead of property name, we are using here this keyword. And for this, we are passing the some index value. So it is integer. So this is the syntax of the index, and here also we are going to change. So always remember, indexer is using to initialize the array, right? Suppose here we have array A, then we are using like this, A of 0 equal, here it returns value, so A of, here we are passing the index value, na? The index value here we are giving it. Set A of int equal to value. This is the syntax. So now we do practically in Visual Studio. Just let me create a new class for indexer. So I'm adding a new class. Now the class name is indexers example. This is our class. Now as usual, just let me add a static void and main method. Okay, now change the startup to the indexer example. Now starting with I, so this is. Now take a class here, class this time this is 7, so I'm taking here class 8. Now here what we required, here we are working with indexes, right? So we require an array. So how we can declare an array? Already we had a sessions on this. Now just I'm taking integer array here. So array something like a, then equal to new int, and this is the size. Okay, now for this what we can do, we can write the indexer. So before writing this indexer, just let me create a public method here which prints the array. Okay, now a public void, then do it, the method is do it. Now print here for each by using for each, then here integer, so int I in a. So if you want to print horizontally, use here console.write, then I plus space. This is a simple logic we have seen so far so many times. So what it will do, it will print the array, right? So we do that one. Create an object first. So 8, then object equal to new 8. Now object dot do it method. This is now to stay back the screen, use here console dot read. Now what the output we get? We get the output all are zeros because this is reference type and we not initialized any values. So that is why it gives you all zeros. Okay. Now we are initializing this array with the help of indexer. So let me create an indexer for you here. So the first one is the access specifier. Here you can see. So make sure always the access specifier is public because we need to call from outside the call. Right? Then return type. What is the return type? Integer. Okay. Then we don't have the name. What we need to do? We need to use here this keyword. And here we need to pass the integer value. So that's why I'm declaring here int I. Okay. Now we have to, if you want, you can declare the two access rates. The first one is a get which returns the value. So return a of I. So set initialize the value. So a of I equal to value. Right? So when you are calling, what you need to do, you need to pass the index value of array. I hope you remember about the array. We can access array with the help of index value. So index starts with 0 and ends with size minus 1. So 5 minus 1. Right? Suppose if you are passing 0 and some value, then in first cell it will initialize the respective value. Got it? So but you need to remember here, if it is a property, we are calling with the help of object. Okay? But in case of indexer, we cannot, we are not calling like a property. Directly we are calling with the object. This is object of 0 equal to 10. This is the way to initialize a value into the array by using the indexer. Now let me run this first. You will get the output like 10 and 4 zeros because we initialized only one value, so the rest of the values will be default values. Now in the same manner, just let me initialize the values for other cells also. And I hope you remember this shortcut. If you want to change these values, what you need to do, just hold the Alt key, then click and select this. Anyway, here what we need to do, we need to change the different values, and this is 2 and this is 3 and this is 4. Now this is now 15 and this is 20 and 25, then this is 30. Just observe here, instead, actually if it is a direct array, in the sense if this array is available here, how we are accessing a of 0 equal to 10, a of 1 equal to 15, right? But here we are accessing with the help of object because we are calling the indexer. Indirectly we are filling this array. Got it? Now run this, you get the output like 10, 15 up to 30. Okay, in this example, we initialize the values fixedly. Now what I am doing here, just remove this and I will initialize these values at runtime. So to initialize these values, what we required, first we required the array size, right? First we should know what is the array size. Then only we can ask the user enter these members. I mean 5 values or 3 values. Got my point? So for that, here I'm declaring a public property int. This is now length. Okay, this length property will returns the length of array. So get return a dot length. By using this property, just we are asking the user enter these values. Now for that, just display a message to the end user. So like enter. So I hope you remember this syntax. Values. Now this we are getting from object dot length. This. So it returns the size of array. So we are showing a message to the end user enter 5 values because the size is 5. Okay, now user enters the values. Now you know always starting index is 0, right? Then it is size minus 1. So object dot length, then I plus plus. By using this loop, we can initialize the values into the array by using the indexer, right? So how to? So object of I equal to, it is integer. The type of array is here integer. So what we need to do, we need to convert. So convert into 32. Then this value we are getting from readline method. This, right? Now just run this. It will ask you enter 5 values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we are printing the values horizontally. So in this example, now we are using only set accessory, right? So if you want to use the get accessory, what you need to do? So same, I am iterating the loop. Before iterating the loop, I clear the existing content. Then I display some message to the user. Values are. Okay, user enter values we are displaying now. For that same, just take the same loop, but this time instead of printing the value, instead of reading the value, what we are doing, we are printing the value. Console.write, then object of I for space /t. Got it? Now comment this, do it method, run this. It will ask you the values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So values are like, we can use the get accessory. And remember, the indexer is using to initialize the private array, and we can create only one indexer for a class. More than one we cannot create, right? And we are accessing the indexer with the help of directly object. So this is all about indexer.